Thank you, sir. I would next like to invite on stage Professor Muhammad Arif Khan. We would once again extend our thanks to him for giving us our hall, in which this very first function is taking place right now. This auditorium was inaugurated also on this World Sight Day. Sir, thank you so much, and if you would please come forward for a few words.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Minister for Health, Mr. Taimur Salim Khan Jagra, Honorable Special Guest, Professor Muhammad Dawood Khan, Professor Shad Muhammad Khan, Dean, Khyber Girls Medical College, Professor Zahid Aman, Medical Director, HMC, Professor Shehzad Akbar, Hospital Director, HMC, Professor Dr. Shehzad Faisal, Director PICO, Professor Sanaullah Jan, dear colleagues, friends, students of the PICO and PGMI, welcome to this first function of PGMI Auditorium. Today we inaugurated this auditorium, and what can be better than having the first function on the World Sight Day? Vision is something that we all take for granted, but you ask someone who has lost the vision, and he will tell you that this is the only desire of his whole life, to have a vision again. So thank you, Professor Sanaullah Jan and PICO, for having the first function in this auditorium. I will take advantage of the occasion and would like to update you on various activities of Postgraduate Medical Institute that we are conducting nowadays, and give you a brief history of PGMI in a very few minutes. So PGMI was established in 1984 to cater the needs of postgraduate medical education in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and the pioneers of, at that time, the people who included the people who started and helped in the running of PGMI was Professor Muhammad Dawood Khan, Professor Shad Muhammad, and they are here with us. And without them, this institute would not have been possible to be at this stage. So thank you very much, sir. The Postgraduate Medical Institute runs different postgraduate programs. The most important one are the fellowship programs, which are actually run by the College of Physicians and Surgeons. And we provide training in 46 disciplines of first FCPS fellowship and 28 disciplines of second FCPS fellowship. At the same time, we are also running MCPS and diplomas, but we are trying to reduce their number and increase the number of fellowship programs. This slide just gives you an idea of how the trend of postgraduate medical institution is going on in this province. And if you can see the figure in 2012 of only 264 residents, and this has increased to 1563 in 2021. So an increase of 6 times during the last 9 years. So I am sure the finance ministry, which is also being run by our health minister, will take note of this. And they are all funded by the government of KPK. Now we have, for the training, we have all the public sector teaching hospitals, and we have 4,143 residents there. And then, since we have quite a number of trainees who could not be accommodated in those institutions, we have also done MOUs with CMHs and also private hospitals. And again, this was the Honorable Health Minister who actually pushed us to involve the private institutions and to get slots for training for the young PGs. Now, we have a total of 391 residents in these institutions. Now still, there are a lot of specialties for which we do not have enough slots here and which are very much needed. We call them the uninhabited specialties. And in order to cater with that need, we allow the residents to find slots anywhere in the country and we pay them the stipend. And there are a total of 434 residents at this point who are having their training outside the KPK and being funded by the government of KPK. Now, I would like to focus on this slide and these two figures. We have a lot of specialities, but these two specialities, the dentistry and the medicine and allied, these are the specialities which are overcrowded, and in January we had 68 residents who could not get the residency slot in dentistry and 176 in medicine and allied. Now there are a number of other specialties where the slots have gone vacant. But since the residents have done their part 1 in medicine and allied, they could not switch. So I would suggest to all the young students and the house officers who are entering into part 1 program, they should think about their career. Don't go into a specialty where there's already overcrowding and you will not be able to get the residency. Go into a specialties where you have enough opportunities. And this is the session July 2020. We had 117 left over in dentistry and 174 left over in medicine and allied, and the trend is actually increasing. Now this is just to give you an idea of how much stipend is being paid to the PGs. And in the first year, we have two types of hospital, category A and category B. So the starting stipend for category A is 85,000 and category B is 1,02,000. And in the fifth year, this is 115,000 for category A and 140,000 for category B. And just to mention, the starting salary of an assistant professor without HPA is 110,000. So a final year resident actually gets more stipend than an assistant professor, which is probably the best in the country. Now, I would just like to update you on the recent activities which have been going on in the PGMI. The first one was the MOUs with the private hospitals, and 50% of the stipend of those TMOs who are being trained in those hospitals are being paid by the PGMI and 50% by those hospitals themselves. The next is the online registration platform. So from 2021, all inductions in PGMI have been shifted to online, and there is now no human involvement in the induction process. The PGs have to enter their data all online, and the computer and the software will allot him the slots, so there is no human involvement. That means nothing can be done against the merit in the induction process. We are in the process of increasing the IT dependency in PGMI, and hopefully within the next year, all the training programs and all the HR management of the trainees would be online and through the computer. Now, the subspecialty era is, we already know, this is the era of subspecialty, and we are going into more and more subspecialties. College of Physicians is a wonderful organization that we are blessed with in this country, and they are doing a very good job. Still, there are certain subspecialties which are not being addressed with the CPSP. And since there is no training program in the country, we are deficient in the specialists in those areas. So PGMI has taken this task, and we are starting advanced fellowship program in 10 subspecialties this year, and the students will be enrolled from 1st January, and this will be in collaboration with Khyber Medical University. So these 10 subspecialties which are mentioned: musculoskeletal oncology, pediatric orthopedics, glaucoma, pediatric urology, burns, pediatric neurosurgery, head and neck surgery, sports medicine, rhinology, and otology. We will be running these programs, and this will be the only university in the country which will be running these programs. Now, sir, you know that for the last 2 years, we have been through tough time because of the COVID, and this disease and this pandemic has affected the academic environment of the medical education as well. Now, in order to cope with the stressful situation, PGMI has gone online, and we are doing a number of activities through the internet online through webinars and through virtual courses. Our leadership development program has been appreciated largely throughout the country and even internationally. And so far we have conducted a number of webinars on leadership development skills where both national and international faculty have participated. So you are aware that medical education is not only through books and exams. There is a very important component of learning the skills, and skills only come with practice. But we cannot start the practice directly on the patients. So the only solution that we have is to do it on equipment, on simulators, on cadavers. So PGMI is in the process of establishing a state-of-the-art skill lab which will be known to any skill lab in the country. Unfortunately, we have only one skill lab in the whole country, and that is being run by Arif. The skill lab which has been established in PGMI has much more updated equipment than the Arif. And hopefully within the next few months, we will be requesting again to the Health Minister to inaugurate the skill lab. Then we are in a process of renovating our existing building as well. We expect that with the inauguration of the skill lab, we would have a number of courses being run by different MPIs and different institutions. And we would have a number of faculty visiting to PGMI. So PGMI has developed, and PGMI have the infrastructure of hosting about 12 faculty members at one time. So those faculty who come for teaching on these courses will be accommodated within the PGMI, and the money would not be spent on their logistics and their accommodation. Now PGMI has provided space to HMC, and we are more in collaboration with HMC. We are in the process of developing an MOU where we would be lending spaces to HMC in several important areas. One of them is vaccination, which is being conducted and going on for the last few months in PGMI very successfully. I would like to give you a 2 minutes video clip of the skill lab that is almost established. So with this, I will thank you all for joining us.